This is a clip from a recent Pops live stream or video. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss the next one.
I am Dracula.
It shouldn't be a surprise that I went down the rabbit hole with vintage and old school Universal Studios monsters type stuff. So yeah, Dracula for sure. Dracula 1931 was a film that I kind of watch kind of every year in probably some facet of binging these Universal monster films, but I hadn't done a review or done anything on this channel. I thought it was worthy of kind of doing. I watched several that are in like a timeline of those earliest days, and what really struck me, I really try to look at this film a little bit differently, and that it has an interesting backstory that the studio really couldn't quite figure out how to bring the Bram Stoker story to the screen, and instead looked at Nosferatu and some other stuff to kind of get it right. And it does feel grand with the sets and the performance, the lighting, the cuts. And I also feel like it also kind of plays like a silent movie with sound. Like it's one of the very first ones. You feel like it's that first attempt at a Dracula film, and it doesn't always hold up well. They don't, they don't have tons of special effects or anything like that. It's not like this is a huge big budget movie like things are today. It did very well. It made Bela Lugosi really stand out in this iconic thing, and they were trying to figure out how to deal with plagiarism and copyright issues, all the stuff that had happened with Nosferatu. They just didn't want to deal with that. They wanted to pay for the rights. They wanted to do something that's interesting. And I will say there's been a lot of, even Christopher Lee criticized, the cape and the tuxedo and the hands. And yeah, it doesn't always age great. Some elements I think do well, but look at the set. Look at how beautiful everything feels. This definitely gives you the seduction and the horror of a monster that you would have just been in awe and shocked by in the 19th. I can't even imagine 1930. I can't even imagine it's nearly 100 years ago. Lugosi is phenomenal for what he was trying to accomplish, what the studio was trying to accomplish. I feel that so much has changed in the lore that it's hard to kind of get our head around the story. And most of the things I thought worked well. Edward Van Sloan as Van Helsing. I think Dwight Frye as Renfield. And that's kind of like the big lore of the film, is that it accomplished everything you'd want to move forward. And it gives you the things that you need to build on this and make a franchise out of. And that's what they did. And I definitely can see why. Entertaining. Yeah, it's a little dated. It has some issues that feel pacing related in a lot of ways, but I also feel like it's so remarkably shot and done, and it's very fast. It's like 75 minutes, maybe. It's like an hour. It's less than an hour and a half for sure. So what am I supposed to say about that? So tight, so fast, gives you what you need. Get in, get out. Super strong, super solid. I don't I don't totally know how to be critical of a movie that's that influential when it's that big a deal. I don't find it nearly as entertaining as I thought I would. So I'm gonna go 3.5 on. I'm gonna downgrade just a tad. It's a 3.5 for a 4. Maybe my mood wasn't right. Maybe some of the other movies I watched kind of tainted that, but that's how I felt anyway. So no shame, just honest. That's how I felt, and go from there.
Thank you for